Hey, you there! Stop! My mistress sent you this ring. You dropped it on the floor.
Ring? But I didn't have a ring. Or did I? Oh, yes. That ring. She wants to return my ring, does she? I think I understand.
Yes, Viola did understand. Olivia had sent her very own ring as a secret message. Olivia had fallen in love with her.
With Cesario, that is.
Oh, what a pickle I'm in now.
Meanwhile, back at Olivia's house, there's some other characters that you just must meet.
First, there's Olivia's uncle.
Cheerio, cheerio, I'm Toby Belt. As you can see by the size of my belly, I love eating and drinking and having a good time. There's nothing more fun than playing a practical joke on someone who deserves it.
Next, there's Sir Toby's young friend, who came to visit Sir Toby at Olivia's house and became sort of a fixture in the place.
I beg your pardon, a fixture indeed. I remain here only because I am hopelessly in love with Olivia, and I am sure that someday she will love me in return and we will be married and live happily ever after. My name is Sir Andrew Agucheek. Thank you, Sir Andrew. Now let us meet fest.
Hey.
Wow.
Hello. I'm Fest, Olivia's jester. You know, the castle comedian. Listen to this. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Atch.
Achoo!
Kazoo tights.
Fest. Maria, another more cider. You're last. Go on, do another one.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Yahoo!
Ride him, cowboy.
Maria, bring us more cider. In honor of Fest, funniest man in Aurelia.
Maria was Olivia's maid.
Oh, I'm not just the maid, my dear. I'm also the cook, the seamstress, and Miss Olivia's personal secretary. She simply could not run this house without me.
Maria, you're getting stuck up this Malvolio.
Oh, please, Sir Toby. I could never get my nose as high in the air as Malvolio can poke his. A rare piece of work he is.
Indeed, and here's the best joke of all. He thinks Miss Olivia fancies him, and he's sure she'll marry him someday.
Not a chance. Miss Olivia's going to marry me.
Very sir, and then you'll be my nephew-in-law. Maria, more cider in honor of this good sir.
Phyllis, I've just had a delicious idea. Let's play a little joke on Malvolio. I'll write a letter to the chum, imitating Miss Olivia's handwriting. I'll tell him that a certain someone admires him very much when he wears his yellow stockings on his shapely legs.
Jolly good fun, Maria. You'll write the letter, and I'll slip it under his bedroom door. What a fool he'll make of himself.
Serves him right. He's always breaking in on our parties and telling us how lazy we are.
Not to mention how he's always acting like a goody two-shoes to impress Miss Olivia.
That night, Maria wrote the note to Malvolio. Dearest Malvolio, your sweet smile warms my heart, and when you wear your gorgeous yellow stockings on your shapely legs, the sight of your legs nearly takes my breath away. How lucky I would be to marry such a handsome young gentleman. Love, your secret admirer. Naomi, say that line extra slow. Naomi, it's your line. The next morning, Malvolio came waltzing in Miss Olivia's breakfast room, grinning like an idiot and wearing the brightest canary yellow stockings you have ever seen. Good morning, Olivia, dear. You must find me unbelievably attractive today.
Oh, you're unbelievable, all right, Malvolio. Go to your room, lock the door, and don't come out until you're ready to behave yourself.
But Olivia, you said you admired my legs. You said you even signed the letter with love. I was certain you were ready to marry me.
Letter? What letter? And as for marrying you, you must have really gone off your rocker. The only man I want to marry is Cesario. Cesario? She wants to marry Cesario? But she's supposed to marry me. I'll teach that little whippersnapper page a lesson. I'll challenge him to a sword fight.
Jackson.
I think these things get dangerous here. I think I know how to prevent things from getting bloody.
Sir Toby sent the official fighting swords to the blacksmith and got him to grind off the edges and sharp points. And the time and place for the sword fight were arranged.
I can't believe he wants to fight me to win the love of Olivia. Sometimes men can be so blind. But I must show up, or I'll be called a coward, thrown in jail, or worse.
Whatever got into me challenging someone to a sword fight? I must be crazy.
I know absolutely nothing about fighting, and I know even less about swords.
It was a really funny scene that day in Cesario,
Who is really Viola, of course.
and Sir Andrew stood facing each other with his swords.
Holding one sword and shaking with fear.
Before either of them could strike a blow, a very large man came behind the tree and knocked the sword.
Stop that, you two! You're too young to be playing with such dangerous toys.
Who are you, and who invited you to this private duel?
I'm Antonio. I've saved this young man's life once. I must save it again.
So who was this large bearded man named Antonio?
Yeah, who are you?
If you thought this story was complicated enough, just wait until you hear this plot. This is what happened earlier that day.
Pay attention, everybody. You could get lost in this plot.
Remember when we last saw Viola's brother Sebastian hanging out on that chunk in the ocean of the wooden mast?
Well, Sebastian didn't drown. He was rescued by the captain of a pirate ship, and his name was Antonio.
I'm an old enemy of Duke Orsino's. I must stay out of sight or I'll be arrested. And his guards are big and mean. Here, take this money and find us a place to stay.
Thank you, my friend Antonio. I will find us a place to stay, and then I shall search for my sister, Viola.
Meet me at a park at the edge of town.
It was the very same park where the sword fight was about to happen.
Antonio got there first.
And when he saw his young friend Sebastian
Who's really Viola, of course.
facing Sir Andrew with a sword, he put a stop to it.
The Duke's guards, who had been following Antonio the pirate, captured him and took him off to jail.
Those were the really big and mean guys.
I sure don't know who that big fellow was, but I'm glad he saved my life. I think it's time I got back to the Duke's palace.
No sooner was Cesario
Who's really Viola?
out of sight than who would come walking into the park to meet Antonio the pirate.
Sebastian?
Yes, of course, Sebastian.
I thought you had run away, you coward. So you want to fight some more, do you? Then pick up your sword and we'll get on with it.
Fight you? But why would I want to fight you? I don't even know you.
What's all this noise about? I can hear it all the way from the house. Sir Andrew, why are you holding that sword? Uncle Toby, did you arrange this silly game? Oh, my darling Cesario, you could have been hurt.
Are you talking to me?
Of course, my love. Now come to the house with me. We must rest. After we have had tea, we must talk.
Tea and talk? Whatever you say, Melanie. After Olivia and Cesario,
Who is really Sebastian, of course.
had tea, she said to him,
Cesario, I see a great change in how you look at me. If you love me as I think, shall we be married at once?
He wasn't Cesario, he was Sebastian, but he had fallen in love with her the moment he laid eyes on her. All he could say was,
yes, send the priest. The priest arrived. The priest arrived in a very few minutes.
I do. The wedding was over.
Suddenly, Sebastian, remembering his promise to meet Antonio, his friend, Antonio the pirate, went running out to the park to find him and explain what happened.
Meanwhile, Cesario,
I'm really Viola, of course.
Was happy to have escaped the sword fight. She went home to Orsino and was trying to explain what happened.
it was at that moment when the Duke's guards came crashing in with the prisoner, Antonio the pirate.
That's him. That's the man who stopped the sword fight. He saved me.
Yes, and it isn't the first time I'd saved you, Sebastian.
Sebastian? You know my brother Sebastian? You have seen him alive and well? I must find him.
A short time later, on one of the tiny side streets of town, Sebastian and Viola found each other again.
Sebastian, my dear brother, you're alive.
And so are you, sweet Viola. I thought you drowned at sea. But why are you dressed as a boy?
It's a long story.